What's going on in the real estate market? Everyone's been asking me, everyone's scratching their heads, whether you're an investor or a seller or a buyer. People are watching from the sidelines and wondering, I thought this would be a good opportunity to go over some of the videos we've done in the past and some of our previous forecasts and see what's come to fruition. So, if you're a seller, you're sitting there right now thinking, ah, man, I have all this equity in the house and, my neighbor got more than me like a few months ago or 6 months ago, and I don't want to be the guy who makes less. I'm going to wait and see if it gets better. And if you're a buyer, you're maxed out. You can't pay any higher price. You can't pay any higher interest rate. The combination of the two is killing you. And you know what? You don't want to buy a house that is a fortune that you can't afford and you don't even like it. And then there's investors. They're all sitting on the sidelines too, to a certain degree, because they've got a long-term investment in most cases. If you're going to flip a house or build a house or buy something and hold it, you don't want to buy it and then have a long downturn. So you want to know what's going to happen. So what have we talked about in the past? Well, last summer I talked about rates. Everyone was talking about rates going down. And if you recall from my previous videos, I never thought rates were going to come down. I've got various reasons for that. You can go back and watch those. But, it turned out that they didn't. And it turned out now that most people forecasting are on the same page that rates are going to stay what they are for quite some time. And even the Fed now is saying they don't have any plans to really cut rates this year. So rates are what they are. That all led to this unaffordability, and it caused the home builders some pain. So I talked in another video about Lennar in the fall. They reported earnings that were really unfortunate, and they saw that the rates were keeping buyers from being able to make the kind of purchases, and their inventory was rising. Lennar had a rising inventory of homes under construction, and they also had already cut their prices by 15%. So even with lower prices, they were still seeing their inventory rise, a bad sign for the future. And that led to this January. Now all of the builders have reported, and they all reported similar results, that their margin is really shrinking, and they're cutting prices. And if that continues, that they're going to maybe have to stop building houses or sell it at big discounts. The existing sellers, they're going to have to come to reality. I talked about sellers having paper equity. When the money was really cheap, it pushed up the price of everyone's house on paper. When you look on Zillow or wherever you look, you think my house is worth a fortune. Well, it's only worth something when you sell it. And now we're in a time where things aren't selling. If you want to sell, you got to give up your equity. You've got equity. It's not you can't sell. You just have to sell for less. You just have to give up some of that equity. That's what you have to do, seller. Buyers, you just have to make offers. Get in there and make offers. All those sellers have equity. You can make offers. They're just going to have to give some up. Same thing for investors. A lot of projects, a lot of things have equity. You just have to make sure they give some to you.